Up until now, this place has felt like somewhere I just come to visit. But as you can see behind me, I've started work on a shelter. And if I can pull this off, that will finally become somewhere I can actually stay the night. But I've never built anything like this before, so it could go really well or be a complete disaster. Stick around to find out. I can't believe how overgrown this place has become since the last time I was here, what, 2-3 weeks ago? Not so much the camp itself, but the way in. I had to battle my way through some young trees and do a bit of bushwhacking to get here. So I'm going to have to clear that at some point, just to make it a wee bit more accessible again. But first thing first is the shelter. Now, I was here a week or so ago and made a start, as you can see, but I need to process some wood for a fire later. So in the meantime, I'm going to take you back to the past and you can see how I got this far with the shelter. Removing the bark before you put it in the ground reduces the chances of it rotting, because the bark is what holds on to all the moisture. So you take it off and the wood should last a bit longer in the ground. So that is the main structure of the shelter now in place. Just a wee word on the location of the shelter. As you can see behind me is a massive root plate from a fallen tree, and the wind in this area generally comes from that direction. So that will act as a natural windbreak for the shelter and for the camp as a whole. We have all the cross members of the roof in place here, but what I just need to do now is secure them with a bit of rope, and then we'll get on to making the roof. It's an absolutely glorious day here in the woods. I think I only picked the good days to come here. So yeah, now for the roof. Because the shelter is going to be semi-permanent, I'm going to use a tarp for the roof, just to give me maximum water tightness, if that's a word. So going to get this on, and then I'm going to camouflage it a bit because I want the shelter to be as stealthy as possible. So even though it's green, a bit of plastic in the woods might stand out a bit. But first of all, let's get this on. Okay, so this might come as absolutely no surprise to any of you, but I've mismeasured the tarp. It's a bit short. It's perfect width-wise, just length, it's a bit short, but I don't think that's going to stop me getting on with the roof today. So we'll just build it up from the back, and then when I order a new tarp and I get here, I can stick it on the front, because I want to have a wee overhang here at the front, just to give a bit more protection inside the shelter from any rain. So I need the tarp to come right out to here, and as you can see, it's about 3 or 4 foot short. So I'm just going to set this at the back of the shelter on the roof solely for one purpose. Whatever I'm going to camouflage the tarp with, this will give it something to build from, so it doesn't fall off the back. So I've just ordered another tarp there. It's arriving tomorrow, which isn't too bad. So that'll allow me to get the roof finished tomorrow. I'll just come back and get that all done and out of the way. As you can see, I've started to put some old dead pine leaves on, just to give me a bit of a base for what I'm going to put on top. The rest I'm just going to lift stuff off the forest floor, like leaves and bits of fern and stuff. So I just want to camouflage that plastic so it's a bit more stealthy and less noticeable for anyone who's walking by the camp. So there's plenty more to do here today. I'm not calling it a day just yet, but I'm not going to be able to finish the roof until tomorrow, till that new tarp arrives. I just want to give a shout out to my mate John, who lent me this hatchet. This hatchet was his granda's, and his granda had it for 20 years. So 20 years this thing is going, and in that time it's only had 17 new heads and 5 new handles. Unbelievable. Cheers. So progress today has been a wee bit slower than I'd hoped, but my objectives for today were to get the roof on the shelter, and unfortunately the tarp situation hasn't allowed me to do that. So we'll come back tomorrow and get that sorted, and we'll be back on track. For now, really hungry, and I'm going to get something to eat here. We've got steak. So there you have it, my first ever meal cooked in my own woodland. We've got steak with garlic butter, we've got asparagus wrapped in bacon, and a lovely side salad. Looks good if I do say so myself. Lovely. So that food was delicious. The steak was probably a wee bit more well done than I would normally have it, but it wasn't very thick. But the garlic butter helped it a lot. It was delicious. So that's me off home. Although don't click off the video, because I'm coming back tomorrow with the tarp, and we're going to finish off the roof of the shelter. Maybe do another few wee bits and pieces around the camp. You never know. But yeah, don't switch off. In the meantime, why don't you check out what we caught on the trail camera, and I will see you tomorrow. And we're back, good secured, ready to finish off the roof of the shelter. Now I'm not going to bore you with too much footage of me finishing it off, but I do want to show you something that myself and my son Eli made, something that's going to help with different wee jobs around the camp. Check this out. And here it is, the finished article. Good job, huh? Let's put it into action. There you have it. The roof is on the shelter. What do you think? I am absolutely loving it. I'm well chuffed with that. Obviously still a lot to do. I've got to build this back wall up. Same with the two sides, but that's something I'm just going to have to chip away at each time I'm here, because trying to find logs that aren't all shapes in these woods is difficult. I watch these bushcraft builds on YouTube, and all these guys are using logs that are super straight, and I don't know where they find them because there's very few of them in this woods. But yeah, really pleased with this. So one thing that was really important to me when building this shelter was how stealthy it was. Really didn't want it standing out from the main trail of these woods. So we're going to go and check it out from over there and see if we've achieved that. So this is the view from the main trail in these woods, and I don't know, there's my wee shelter just in there. So I would say that's pretty stealthy. Certainly not going to catch anyone's eye walking past, which is the plan. Good job. So while it's not completely finished yet, it's well on its way to becoming a proper shelter. Now, like I said at the start of the video, I've never done anything like this before, so I don't know how it's going to hold up. But one thing's for sure, the next time I'm out here, I'll be staying overnight. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss another video. And on the next one, we'll be going on an adventure to a remote island just miles from Scotland. We'll be wild camping amongst the cliffs, seabirds and centuries of history. Make sure and join us.